It's time to finally settle the debate. NTR versus vanilla. Which hentai genre is superior? Are vanilla just being sensitive little pussies who can't distinguish fiction from reality? Or are NTR cucklords just a bunch of beta males whose secret fetish is to have their significant other cheating on them with a big-dicked, fat, ugly fuck that smokes 3 packs of cigarettes an hour? What's tripping, guys? I'm Drip Thulu, and before we start, let me start with this. I will try to be somewhat fair to both sides, though I will admit I am very biased towards vanilla. As to me, I enjoy my tea and biscuits with a side of fresh, wholesome hentai instead of a inseminated dick-loving glory hole known as an NTR female lead. Also, if you don't know what NTR and vanilla is, let me just say this. Get the hell out of this video, you uncultured fuck. I will give you a few moments to allow you to exit. Now that all the non-hentai watching beta pussies have left, let us continue into this issue. Objectively, what is better hentai? Cuck shit or wholesome shit? 3 dicks in the vagina hole or 1 loving penis that's caressed by the cervix? The Beauty and the Toad or the beauty with the loving, caring childhood friend? I'll make an argument for and against each, and at the end, I'll weigh the pros and cons to come to the rightful and proper conclusion. To begin, I will start with NTR. So first of all, when it comes to animation, at least in the animated ones, NTR has all of the fucking good companies working for it. Like, for some reason, whenever hentai has like shit tons of cheating and rape in it, a company decides to go full fucking ufotable and just give it the best animation they can. There's many different angles, really good shading, and sometimes I even see gradients. Like, seriously, every single fucking curve and inch of the woman is shaded and highlighted with light where it should be. Different faces, different positions, clear and distinct angles. It might as well be a full-blown fucking anime at this point. Compared to vanilla, well, they usually just look like a queen bee production. So, yeah, there's that. And if you don't get that, well, it practically looks like Nanatsu no Taizai Season 3 fighting scenes in terms of quality. Fuck me. The only well-animated and colored vanilla hentai that there are in the fucking ether of the internet are the old ones. Anything new looks like the funding came from McDonald's tip jar. It's usually such dog shit with like 3 angles and just repeated cuts for 4 minutes, which lasts for the whole damn sex scene. And obviously in terms of the manga portion of all of this, well, it doesn't really have any differences, mainly because it just depends on the artist. So the only difference is that between NTR and vanilla, at least in the manga space, is that one will just give you a lot more dicks on your screen, which actually perfectly brings me to the next point, which compared to vanilla, if you like NTR, that probably implies that you're a homosexual. Okay, first things first, let me cover my ass, and before anyone cancels me, yes, it is okay to be gay, it is fine to play for the same team. It is okay if, as a dude, you want to be Eiffel Towered and take a towering dick from the front and a stubby one from the back. You do you, blah 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 blah, it is all hunky-dory. Yeah, and now that I've covered my ass, let me continue. Here's the thing, when it comes to these hentai, most people that watch it are men. That's the bottom line. Here's a statistic from Pornhub back in 2017. Yeah, it's 5 years old, but I highly doubt that it'll be much different, especially with how many more losers we have jocking it to Uraraka and Hinata in this day and age. Also, I know I'm using statistics in a video talking about hentai. I don't care. Go suck a big fat dick if you have an issue with it. Anyway, back to what I was saying, most men are also straight. That's just a fact. So that means that the biggest group of people that watch hentai are most likely straight men. As a man, the focus of your session of beating your schmeat is probably to that of the girl and the lovely sounds of her high-pitched, childlike voice as she screams how kimochi it feels into some multi-thousand yen microphone. But here's the dealio. In one thing that you're masturbating to, wholesome hentai, there is usually only 1 male on screen and 1 dick at most on the screen at all times. With NTR, however, you'll be seeing as many as 12.5 cocks just fucking flapping and waving their fucking circumcised or uncircumcised dicks just all over your phone, shooting their protein-packed Elmer's glue all over the girl's body. The bottom line being that there are a ton more dicks in view at all times. I'm just saying. Having a shit ton of cocks on your screen certainly isn't the straightest moment of your life, and the fact that you're jacking to the constantly in motion image, well, that's kinda gay. Even comparing the way you'd imagine it, with wholesome hentai you can step into the shoes of the main character and be the one and only one making love to the girl. What about NTR? What the fuck is going on in your brain? Like, seriously, are you imagining yourself as all the dicks at once that are being pleasured by a hand, pussy, asshole, mouth, foot, and boobs at the same time? Or are you just one of the many penises in the cuck carnival? I'm gonna assume that you're not one of the losers that is only getting a simple hand job, so we'll assume that you are invading one of her holes. Well, my dear friend, I have great news for you. If you are in her pussy, you are probably experiencing sloppy sevenths. I hope you don't mind a bunch of other dudes semen squeezing on your dick, and I also hope you don't mind the fact that if you kiss a girl, she probably has a taste of like 30 penises and leftover semen in there. Bon appetit. Okay, I just took a really fat, dirty poo-poo shit on NTR, so let me just give it a good point now. Unlike vanilla, it does have way more diversity, and it uses more variety in terms of plot ideas and just stuff like that. Vanilla, on the other hand, well, it has like the same 4 cliches that even I get very tired of. Shameless plug. If you want to know more about that, go and check my other video titled I'm So Tired of This, if you want to know more about how I feel about the whole subject, that is. I'll put a card in the top right, and it'll probably be recommended in the end screen if I remember. Back to variation, NTR has a lot of different things like straight up cucking, club cucking, girl being excessive horny, I'm horny, husband being a cuck, wife being coerced, etc, etc, etc. Yes, I don't like any of these things, but it's a lie to say that there are less fictitious scenarios for people to play around with. On the other hand, is usually the same childhood friend or incest shit where they're like, Oni-chan desuki, I've loved you since that one time like 10 years ago that you protected me from the boys that bullied me that one time in that one part before we moved house because our parents had to change jobs and now they're not home because they're on a business trip, so let's have steamy cream pie and bread children that devil have Hasbro chin. God, that was a really fucking long and detailed example, but I hope you guys get the idea. I seriously gotta stop writing my scripts at literally 4 a.m. I'm a fucking dumbass, yay. As of this moment, we are currently 2-1 in the favor of cuck hentai. However, the next point I will introduce will even the scores once more. The sensation you get once you finish nutting, and now with the power of post-nut clarity, you are forced to look back on what you just winked to. With netorare, you look back on your session with an understanding that you had indeed just watched a girl most likely be violated in one of the worst ways humanly possible. Also, you probably just saw a poor guy that had the love of his life stolen from him and all he's left with is crippling depression and suicidal thoughts. When those 20 minutes of previous bliss have passed through your mind, and once you subtract the sexual pleasure, you are only left with the memory of the hentai, and you too are soon left with crippling depression and guilt, usually for the MC who's probably crying and traumatized. However, when you watch vanilla hentai, what happens? Are you left with a harrowing feeling of remorse? Do you have a certain hole in your heart that can't be filled with anything except the strongest moonshine this side of the Mississippi? No, of course not. You may no longer have a boner after having gone limp, but you know what does have a boner? Your heart. That thing you are feeling is not a myocardial infarction. It is in fact a massive 12-inch dreamlike stiffy growing right in your left atrium. You feel a certain level of fulfillment, just like the way you might feel when your child finally graduates college, or when they tell you that they love you for the first time in a decade. Trust me, it's definitely not the clog that's causing you coronary artery disease. It is most definitely the big black cock of a hard-on that is growing in your chest from the absolute amazingness of what you just viewed. Now, because there is almost nothing else that I can talk about in a somewhat objective matter, even though I know I basically talked about everything in that mostly subjectively and completely opinion based, let's pretend that isn't the case. Let us go ahead and see those pros and cons on the screen. For vanilla, the pros are wholesome heart boners that guarantee no lasting depression during post-nut clarity, and, well, you don't have way too many dicks flopping in your face. The cons, however, are severe lack of variety, and if you're watching the animated stuff, the animation usually sucks fucking shit. Now for NTR, the pros are tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of variety, enough that you'll probably never get bored of it, and a viewing experience that could only be compared to a dining theater with recliners and free high-class meals of caviar and lobster. Now the cons are you have tons of debilitating debt in your heart bank, and well, you jerked off to like 12 dicks per second on the screen. Go you. With that said, who is the winner? And well, I think it depends. If you want instant gratification, even if you feel like shit afterwards, and you are objectively a, well, less of a human being, go for NTR. If you want to still be a respectable person by the end of your jerk session and you want to be full of something other than sperm and shit, go for vanilla. So yeah, that's that. But if it was up to me and only me, I would honestly just say that vanilla is better, because fuck NTR. If you've made it to the end of the video, I have a question to ask. What do you prefer? Are you a vanilla lover or an NTR kind of guy? Leave it in the comments and give a small explanation as to why you like it. Also guys, just because someone doesn't like the genre you do, don't start fucking arguing like some goddamn Neanderthals. Let's just try to have some type of human decency as proper men of culture. Anyone that agrees or disagrees, if you think the things I say are like coming inside of a legal lolly, or like kissing a girl only to taste your own semen, please let me know in the comments, as I'm a small, I'm not even small, I don't exist, channel, so I'll read all your comments. If anyone has any topics they really want me to rant about, by rant I mean talk tons of shit about, please leave in the comments, as I really need more ideas. If you like what you see and you want more content, like and subscribe so that you can let me know that you want more of my bullshit. It's been fun, see you all later, have a decent day. Ja.